Before we can turn our 2D rectangles into 3D objects, we need to do a little prep with clip surface. Clip, add, and intersect are three boolean operations for 2D shapes in Vectorworks. There's also add and subtract solids for 3D shapes. Boolean is simply the name for the math that's involved with yes, no, if then, 1, 0, that sort of thing. So if two parts of our shapes are overlapping, then delete the area of the overlap. Now that might sound a little complicated, but it's really not. I'll show you. Say we wanted to make the profile of a piece of cove molding. It's a pretty simple shape, but how would we make that with our 2D tools? Well, we could use the line tool for the straight parts and then try to find the center point of the arc. And then use the arc tool to make the curve shape, and that's way too complicated. All we need to do is use the clip surface command. Now, it's also in the modify menu, but whatever you do, don't get into the habit of using it up there. It'll add too much time. Instead, just shift select both of the objects, and then right click on either object and choose clip surface from the click up pop-up menu. If you don't see that option, that means that you don't have two overlapping 2D objects selected, so double check. When you clip the surface, Vectorworks leaves the cookie cutter behind. And sometimes you want to delete it right away, and sometimes you want to keep it, like we'll do with our door in a moment. Remember way back in one of the first videos, when you use the clip tool to chop off the bit of the trim extending below the bottom of the flat? Well, clip surface is a more controlled way of doing that same thing. Let's look at these two other examples, however. If we select two or more overlapping 2D shapes and right-click on one of them and choose Add Surface, it welds the two shapes into one polyline object. With Clip and Add, you can very quickly combine or subtract simple shapes to make much more complicated shapes. There's also Intersect, which is used less frequently, but sometimes it's just what you need. With two overlapping 2D shapes, a third shape will be created out of the overlapping areas. Now we're about to finally start extruding these 2D shapes into 3D objects, but I see students struggle with this issue all the time when they're first starting. I'm going to select these 2D shapes down here and try the clip or add surface right-click command, but they aren't there. Why is that? Well, I've been saying two or more 2D shapes are required for clip or add surface. And if I quickly switch to an isometric view, we can see that the square has already been extruded into a 3D cube, but the circle is still just a flat circle. Now back in top plan view, there's a giveaway that the circle has a white fill, but the cube is drawn in wireframe. So do you give up and start over? Of course not. There are at least two quick ways to fix this. First, I can select just the circle and Control or Command X to cut it. And then I'll double click on the cube to get into its history. You can kind of go deeper into the extruded 3D shape back to its 2D origins. See this orange border and this Exit Extrude button up in the corner? Anytime you double click on a compound object, like a bunch of objects that have been grouped together, or an object that has several operations applied to it, like an extrude or a bevel or lots of others, you can kind of go back in time and edit the object at a deeper level. In this case, all that's been done to this 2D square was that it was extruded into a 3D cube. So extrude simply means to push a 2D profile into a 3D shape. So like plastic parts that are linear but have a single profile shape like a tube or a rod, those are extruded. If you've ever made pasta, or if you had one of those Play-Doh toys as a kid that kind of pushed the Play-Doh through a shaped die, then you should have some sense of how this works. Extruding is a fundamental part of all 3D modeling software. But in this orange bordered workspace, we've gone back to the cube's 2D square origins. So now if we Control Alt V or Command Option V to paste that back into place, we'll put the 2D circle exactly in the same place it was outside of the cube. Now, while we are in the Edit Extrude space, we have a pair of 2D shapes that are overlapping, and we can select them both. And now we can right-click and find the Clip Surface command. Now we can delete the circle. And when we click the exit button or the escape key on your keyboard, we're back in the normal workspace. But when I switch to an isometric view, you can see that we now have a 3D cove shape. So I'll Control Z a few times to undo and reset and show you another way of how we could do that. I'll go back to the right isometric view by hitting the 3 key on my number pad. Or you can select it from the drop down in the view bar, or you can hit your middle mouse button and then use this little pop-up pie menu. Or you can click on the corners of the view cube down in the lower left. More about all that in a bit. That last option is new to recent versions of Vectorworks. Now let's select just the 2D circle and I'll type Control or Command E. E for extrude. And then we get the create extrude window where all you need to do is type in how far you want the 2D shape extruded. I extruded the square to a foot, so I'll do the same again with the circle. So now if I shift select the cube and my new cylinder, notice I have 2 extrudes up in the object info title. That means I'm not mixing and matching 2D and 3D shapes anymore. So when I right click on either object, I get add, subtract, and intersect again. But instead of surface, it says solids. We get this pop-up and a red highlight on the older object. The red object is the bit that is being cut from. It's usually the part you want to keep, especially in this case. If the wrong object is selected, then just click these arrows. With only 2 objects, it doesn't really matter which arrow you click on. And notice that you can also check this box if you want to keep the cylinder, just like the 2D clip surface. So now the cylinder is selected. So if I click OK now, I get a kind of 3D Pac-Man, a cylinder with a quarter cut out of it. I'll undo and switch back to the cube. And then I'll hit OK again, and we get the cove again. Add solid is even easier. I'll just jump back into the top plan view briefly, and I'm just going to put this circle into position and switch back to right ISO. Ctrl E on the small circle and extrude it up to a foot again. And notice that Vectorworks remembers the last number you entered and keeps it until you change it. Now, if I want to fuse the cylinder into my cove, all I need to do is select them both with Shift Select or drag a marquee around them, and then right-click on either of them to get the pop-up and select Add Solids. And I don't have the select window with Add, it's just the 2 parts are just welded together and no part is eliminated. That made a pretty cool shape with just a square and 2 circles. So let's go back to our door. In the last video, we made a copy of the rectangles from our ortho view layer and pasted them into a new layer we named 3D view. Start by selecting the overall 4x8 door flat rectangle, and then the rectangle that makes up the door. That's the middle of the 3. Now, make sure that you have those 2 rectangles selected. Check in the object info for 2 rectangles. Right-click on either and select Clip Surface from the pop-up menu. It may not look like anything happened, but let me show you. Notice the 4x8 has been deselected and the smaller rectangle that will become our door is selected. This is a perfect example of why it doesn't automatically delete the cutter object. We want to use that rectangle as part of our door, but it's left the cutter selected, so if we were done with it, all we would need to do is hit delete or backspace to toss it. But we don't want to do that. So let me show you what's happened. The rectangle that we will turn into our trim is still there, so it's covering up the hole we just cut. But if I select the 4x8 and use my shift right arrow trick, moving it 1 foot over, you can see that we have indeed cut a hole in the 4x8. Notice that up in the object info, the title now says a polygon instead of a rectangle. I'll just push it back where it belongs. And now select the door rectangle again and the larger rectangle of our trim. Right-click, Clip Surface again, and then again, save the door rectangle. We want to keep that. Since the door is a panel door, we're going to cut that out after we extrude them in the next video, and you'll see why. Save, and I'll come back to the next video, and we'll finish turning our door into a 3D model.